The next characteristics about performance. Performance is about the time and the software ability to meet the timing requirements. Okay. For example, when the software is working, it could get some interrupts. Based on that, it can display some messages. According to that, the user request has to be fulfilled. So how the performance of the system according to the user's view, that is called as performance. It is characterizing the events that can occur and the elements time based on those events with a discussing performance. Okay, so the general scenario for this, for example, the source could be internal or external to the system. Stimulus can be either it can be periodic or sporadic or stochastic event. Artifact is either it can be system or one or more components. Environment either it can be in a normal mode or emergency mode or overload or something. Response could be processing events or it can change the level of the service. Response measure will be latency, deadline, throughput, jitter and miss rate. Okay. Next is the goal of performance tactics. Here tactics already we have studied. It can be either to, that is, control resource demand or manage the resources. Either it can be controlled or it can be managed. Control means according to the time and the event of the response, and the events has to be prioritized based on these things. The demand can be controlled, and managing the resources, either it can be number of resources can be increased or concurrency can be introduced. Like that, many things could have been done on this performance tactics. Control resource demand, already we have studied, that is, it can manage the sampling rate, that is, sampling frequency at a particular stream of data can be captured, then that can be reduced. According to that, it can reduce that particular control. Next one is the limit event response, which is telling about the maximum rate where it is going to ensure the predictable processing. Next one is the prioritize events. Not all the events are equally important. Some are more important, some are not. So how, according to that, which are all important, based on that it can be prioritized. Reduce overhead, which is telling about the intermediaries which increase the resources consumed in the processing in an event stream. So it has to be removed. Next, bound execution time, which is telling about how the execution time is used to respond an event. Next, increase resource efficiency. It is increasing by using the algorithms, the critical areas can be increased with the amount of time which is going to spend on it. Okay. Next one is the manage resources. Managing means either we can increase the number of resources with the faster processes, or additional process can be included, and additional memory could have been included so that the work can be done very fast. Next, increase concurrency. Concurrency nothing but parallelly the other work should also be going on, which will not affect the other streams of the systems. So by creating the threads to process these kinds of activities, the concurrency can be increased. Next, maintain multiple copies of computations. So this will provide the replicas to reduce the contention that would occur in all the computations. Okay. Next, maintain multiple copies of data. Keeping the copies of data or storage with different access speeds can be used to manage the different kinds of resources. Next, bound queue sizes. So according to the number of processes, it can be queued. Based on that, the arrival time can be set. Next, schedule resources, where when there is contention for the resources, it can be scheduled. First you have to use, next to the next process, like that it can be scheduled. The next characteristic is the security. Security is telling about the system's ability to protect the data and information from unauthorized access. Still, while it has to provide the access to the people who are authorized. Okay. So it can be an action which is taken against a computer system with the intention of doing harm, which is called as attack, and it can take the number of forms. And it may be an authorized attempt, means it has to allow the system to access the data or services to modify the data, or it can be intended to deny the services. So there are three main characteristics of this security. First one is the confidentiality, which is telling about the protected informations. That means authorized informations should not be provided to the others. For example, a hacker access your income tax returns on a government from a government computer. Next one is the integrity. It is the property of the data that will not subject to the unauthorized manipulation. That means your grade should not be changed by your instructor. Okay. So the grade which has been provided has to be changed only by your instructor. It should not be changed by you. This is called integrity. Next one is the availability. It is telling about this system which is available for you. That is, denial of service attack won't prevent you from ordering book from an online bookstore. There is an online bookstore where you can, lot of books are available. You can order any kind of book. So this is called as availability. So what are the characteristics of this? Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Clear? The other characteristics are authentication, non-repudiation guarantees, authorization. Authentication means verifying the identified persons. Okay. For example, if you are going to the bank, if you are having an online bank account, means you have to get an email to get a contact with the bank information. So through that email you will be sending and receiving the information. So you are authenticated by the bank so that you can get the information. That means you have been verified. Next one is non-repudiation guarantees. The sender of the message that cannot later deny having the sent message. The recipient cannot deny having the received message. For example, if you are denying ordering something from the internet, the merchant cannot disclaim you getting your order. So if you are getting late on that particular time, your order will not be dispatched. Next, authorization, which grants the user's privileges from the task. For example, online banking system authorizes the legitimate users to access his account. Okay. Next, security general scenario. So according to the security, what will be the source, what is the stimulus, what is the artifact? You can go through the tabular column. That is, a human will be the source and authorized attempt will be the stimulus. The services can be either you can store the data or you can consume by the system. Environment can be either it can be done on online or offline. Response can be, transaction can be carried out like data or services, or it can be a transaction or something like that. Response measure can be how much a system is comprised on a particular component and data or values are compromised. So how many attacks were resisted. So according to that it can be measured. Simple concrete security scenario. Already we are, for each and every character we have studied a scenario. Now also for the security we are studying this scenario, that is a disgruntled. That means the employee which is not belongs to this process is accessing the system from remote and he is trying to modify the pay rate table during the normal operations. So the system maintains an audit trail and the correct data is restored within a day. The system has to identify whether they are a right person or not, and according to that it has to maintain a proper data. So what is the goal of the security tactics? How it can maintain the security? The first one is the method of thinking about the system security to think about the physical security. Physical security is nothing but the one who is going to use the system has to be identified physically, that is physical security. Next, secured installations have limited access to them. For example, by using the checkpoint, if the person is going to use the pay rate table, who is the system manager, is going to use the table, means he could also have the limited access. So that only the intruders could have been detected. Okay, how it can be done? By using the wear badges. Okay, next, this leads to four categories of tactics. First, it has to be detected what kind of security resisted, then it has to be reacted, at last only it can be recovered. These are the four different categories of this security tactics. According to the tactics of security, once the system has been attacked, it has to detect the attack. What kind of attack is that? Then, according to that attack, it has to resist on it. It has to fight against it. If it is not able to fight on all those attacks, it has to react for some kind of attacks. Either it can be revoked, or the computer can be locked, or the actors can be informed that there is a virus, like that. Finally, it has to recover from the attacks. So, the remaining slides we are going to study about the detailed information about the security tactics. First one is the detect attacks. What is detect? Notify, notice. So, intrusion. Intrusion is nothing but intruder, the hacker. Detect the hacker. How it can be detected? By comparing the network traffic or a service request pattern, okay, and the signatures. Based on these things, it can identify the detector. Detect service denial. Once it has been identified, it has to be, it should not be allowed to access the system. It should be known as the denial of service. Service has to be denied. Next, verify the message integrity. By using the technique called checksum, it has to verify the integrity of the messages and the resource files, deployment files, and the configuration files. Next, detect message delay. By checking the time which it is delivering the message and it also receiving the message, it can be identified. The timing behavior can be identified. Next, resist attacks. How it can be resisted? By identifying the actors, by authenticating the actors, authorizing actors, and the limit the access. Based on this, the resist can be done. So it has to identify the source of the external input to the system. Next, authenticate. According to that, who has to use it? Who is supposed to use that can be authenticated. Authorize the actors. Ensure once it has been started authenticating, they are going to access it. So whether they are using only their authorization. Next, limit. According to that, they have to limit the resources such as memory, network connections, everything. So based on that, it can be limited. So this is called resist attacks. Resist can be done, that means it can be fight against the limit exposure, that is it can minimize the attack of the service of the system by possible number of access points. Encrypt data, we can secure the data. Separate entities, the entities can be divided among the networks servers and it can be provided that virtual machines such as air gap. Change default settings. The default settings can be changed so that the intruder cannot be identified easily. Okay, this is called resist attacks. Next, react to attacks. So once the attack has been done, how they can react it? First, they have to revoke. Revoke means it has to limit the access to the sensitive resources and it has to normally legitimate users and the if attack is suspected. Next, lock the computer. It has to lock the computer so that the intruder cannot access it. Inform actors. Notify the operators, personals, co-operating systems has to be informed that the intruder has been start accessing the system. Next, recover from the attacks. How can you recover from the attacks? By counting or by checking all the system process, that is called as audit. By keeping a record of user and the system actions, it can reduce the number of actions so that they can identify the attacker easily. Summary, it is telling about the performance and the security. So what is performance? It is about the management of the system resources, and it can be measured through the terms of throughput and the latency. It can be improved by reducing the demand or by managing the more resources. Next is security. It is about the attacks against the system, and it can lead to many kinds of tactics: identifying, authenticating, authorizing. And no security tactic foolproof systems will be compromised. So either it has to be detected or removed, and according to that it has to react, then it has to be recovered from a particular attack. With this we will finish our class today. The remaining we will study in the next class.